Today is October 7th, and the Haloween event has just released in Halo Infinite. Wait. Did you guys hear something? Anyways, as expected, there's a brand new update in regards to the shop, but there's also some really cool stuff we can earn for free in the exchange, and Operation Pass, alongside some pretty cool new gameplay content. Anyway, first things first, let's talk about the shop. Of course, we're going to skip the repeat items because at this point, who cares? But as far as returning stuff that is interesting, we have the Promethean Bandit on here, which was of course a purchase bonus for a prior Operation Pass, and that has returned alongside its paired weapon coating. That being said, these are back for 1,000 credits, which I do think is on the pricey side, especially given you could have brought them for 500 credits, alongside permanent access to the current Operation Pass. Next up, we have the return of the Promethean Raider Bundle. Again, this armor set was originally available in an Operation Pass, but it was on the premium tiers. This is the Raider armor set from Halo 4. The bundle gives you the helmet alongside its Prax helmet attachment. You get the DSTT chest attachment, the Wrath shoulder pads, the GPAA utility piece, the RDR wrist attachment, the Type RD knee pads, and then you get the Worn Sky armor coating, the Promethean Bulldog weapon model, the Second Foundation weapon coating, the Behold Sector backdrop, the Academy issue weapon coating, which I have a feeling shouldn't be here, and the Chibi Johnson weapon charm. This bundle costs 2,200 credits. Again, you could have got this in an Operation Pass that cost 1,000. Although you do get a lot of items here, I just think 2.2k, at least for me personally, is just pushing that price margin too far. I mean, on the shop right now, you can get the Flood Super Bundle for 2,200, and that contains a lot more. Anyways, moving over to the new stuff, first of all, we have Halo Hollows. This gives you the Gordian Knight helmet alongside its Candlejack helmet attachment. You get some armor pieces for hazmat here, like the Springer harness chest piece, the Rack 60 shoulder pads, which are of course cross-core, the 3 Racks stabilizer utility piece, the Space Guards knee pads, and the Weaver's Embrace armor coating, which is pretty cool. Oh, right, anyway, as far as the Jack-o'-lantern helmet, I'm not a fan, right? It's kind of pushing that line of things being a bit too silly that they're not for me. I'm not going to be upset if someone's wearing them, but personally I would have preferred if it was reserved for like some kind of limited time mode, like a Halloween version of Infection where all the infected are wearing the Jack-o'-lantern, or some other kind of Halloween type game mode. Next up, we have the Hunter's Hunted bundle. This gives you the Hellsinger helmet, which is of course inspired by Van Helsing, which is incredibly clear when you pair it up with its Sanguine Wolf helmet attachment. We also get the Hunter's Bounty chest attachment, the Cleansing Alchemy shoulder. You also get the Casignator Grenades utility piece. You also get the Whisper Dart launcher wrist attachment, the Sharpened Brace knee pads, Thrall's Bane armor coating, and the really cool Hive Stalker weapon model for the shock rifle, which kind of makes it look like a crossbow, which also has its own eye candy weapon coating. However, though there is some really nice stuff in this bundle, it does cost 2,000 credits, which again, I do think is just a bit too pricey for me. Moving over to the exchange, we've once again had another really nice update. Some of the old hazmat armor has been brought back alongside various promotional items like the Past Tense coating, Powersuit Hero, which was a Twitch drop, the Northwest Sky coating, and the return of the Venator set, which was in an Operation Pass. But then we have some really cool new stuff like the Exo helmet for the hazmat core, and this obviously has its own helmet attachment. We also have the Blighted Vitality utility piece for the Mark 7, which is our first piece of flood armor for the Mark 7, and does tie into the new Operation Pass. And then there's also a few new coatings, which includes Bracewell Pro, Veteran Steel, and the new weapon coating Sanctum Defender, which I really like. So pairing all of this stuff up with the stuff that's available in the new Operation Pass, it's a very nice update for free-to-play players. Right, as for the Operation Pass, though of course the 20 rewards in the Operation Pass are free, there is once again another purchase bonus. So for 500 credits you get the Defiled Needler weapon model, which looks incredible, alongside the Corrupting Oil weapon coating. Tier 1 in the free pass is the Sequence Composition weapon charm. At Tier 5 you unlock the Erupting Growth knee pads. Then at Tier 10 you get the Gravestone Growth wrist attachment. Tier 15 grants players this really cool Flood Infected chest piece, which you can see a monitor inside of. At Tier 18, you get the True Mantle shoulder pads, and then at Tier 20, you get the Der Designer Legendary helmet and the Depthless Messenger helmet attachments, which are of course based on Gravemind. More so specifically his appearance at Halo 2 Anniversary, but this is notably the Mark 7 helmet. Overall, this is a pretty solid Operation Pass. You get some really cool Flood stuff, and I'm happy to have some for the Mark 7 core, and I think it fits the Halloween theme and still feels very Halo. Now, something very interesting about this operation that stands out to me is that it's 41 days long, which is notably longer than the usual 20-tier operations, which does make me wonder what's going to happen in regards to future updates, since we haven't really heard anything about the next major update yet. That being said, later on during this operation, 4 sets of Halo 5 armor will be coming to the exchange, which was revealed in the operation trailer posted just a couple of minutes ago. Anyways, moving away from customization, the Survive the Undead playlist has returned, which is essentially the Halo equivalent of Call of Duty Zombies. This was created by the Forge Falcons, and if you haven't tried it out, I definitely recommend doing so, as it's a lot of fun. Also, it's worth noting that the Invasion playlist has been moved to Squad Battle, and alongside this, there is 2 brand new regular Squad Battle maps, which includes Longshore from Halo 3 and First Light from Halo 4. As a whole, I would say Haloween 2 is a pretty damn good update. There's some fun new stuff for players to try, and the return of another really cool mode, as well as there being plenty, and I mean plenty, of free stuff for players to unlock. Though it does have me intrigued about what the future of Halo Infinite's going to be. I'm sure we'll find out in a couple of weeks from now at the Halo will